Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is Rich for WELSHYTECH, and today we'll be taking a look at the TOUGHPOWER GT Snow 750 watt power supply from Thermaltake. And as you can see, it's here and it's been tested. So let's have a look. This is the Thermaltake TOUGHPOWER GT Snow. This is a 750 watt ATX 3.1 power supply, and it is 80 plus gold, and it is fully modular. So let's have a look at the overall what comes in the box. So this is everything included. You get the power supply, you do get the full modular cables, you do get some documentation as well. Now this obviously is the white version, and let's get into some of the specs, shall we? So this is 750 watt, the color is a snow white. The overall dimensions is 150 millimeters by 86 millimeters by 140. The PFC power factor correction, that does have active power factor correction, does also have good signal, 100 to minus 250 seconds. Hold up time at 80% load. Does have an input current of 10 amps max. The input frequency range is 50 hertz and 60. The input voltage is 100 and 240 volts. The operating temperature is from 0 degrees to 40. The operating humidity is 5% to 85% non-condensing. Now, when it comes to the cooling system, it does have a 12 centimeter or 120 millimeter fan, and the fan does have a hydraulic bearing. Now this is, like I said, it is a gold 80 plus power supply, so that means at 115 VAC input. Now the operating hours are 100,000 hours. So when it comes to like warranty and stuff, this does come with a 5-year warranty. Now as for the cables, now it does come with SATA, Molex, PSU. It does come with CPU cables, does come with more SATA cables, does come with more CPU cables, also comes with PSU. That's for PCIe. Does come with a 24-pin ATX connector, which is standard, and then it does come with that very infamous cable for NVIDIA cards. This is rated for 600 watts of power. PCIe Gen 5.1 ready. Snow series comes with a PCIe 12 volt times 6 connector, which is this one, that infamous cable from NVIDIA. So it is a 600 watt, like I did say. Now the support, of course, is recommended wattage of an estimation of system power demand. Actual power demands may vary based on specific components. Let's get this booty now plugged up to a system and see how good it is with a thermal attachment to my phone. Let's have a look how hot this gets under load. Okay then, so what did you think of that? Now look, when it comes to the actual testing methods, I've gone through the specs of the power supply. Now when it comes to the testing methods, I don't have the correct equipment to do a proper power supply review, because the equipment to actually do a correct review is thousands of pounds, and I'm sorry, but I'm not financially equipped to buy that's so much equipment. But maybe in the future, when I've actually got that type of funding, maybe I can. But what I thought I'd do is run testing. Now, I have done I'll put the video over here. Now I have run this CPU, which is a Qualtra 7 265K at 100% for 20 minutes on CINEBENCH R23, and then I've run the 7800 XT Nitro Plus, which was running at 281 watts, which I did do that, and I run that for a FURMARK 2 run test for 20 minutes. Now, what I'm going to get out of this now is actually using this little Thermal Master camera. It's a thermal camera, and what I'll do is I'll put the images up here and some of the footage and show you how hot it gets behind the power supply, how hot the cables come, because this one by here, the PCIe cable, did start getting a little bit hot to the touch. It was warm, it was, not hot, but it was warm. I started getting a little bit concerned about that, but I mean, it was fine, it did handle it, no problem. But of course, I was only doing about maybe 500 watts. This is a 750, so it wasn't exactly pushing it. But I thought this was something a bit different because power supplies, like I said, I haven't got the correct equipment to do it, but I thought if I do it more in a real world scenario, testing it with an open test bench and actually using a thermal camera to show you how hot the components get, as well as the power supply at the back and the connectors, I thought it'd be something different and more interesting for you guys to watch. And this power supply over here, for the white version, it's £85 on scan. Now, considering the white aspect, now white products generally do have more of a premium, but considering this is only £85 for a 750 watt, that's actually not bad for a fully modular one. If you're talking back 10 years ago, it would have been maybe £90 for a 650 watt from Corsair. That's how advanced things have actually become, and power supplies are getting much more affordable, which is nuts. But look, this has all the specs you need. PCIe Gen 5.1 ready, so it's got that infamous NVIDIA cable, the 12 volt high power cable. So look, if you're looking for a power supply, me personally, I know I would generally recommend going with 1,000 watt power supply. That's just me. That's what I run, because personally I think it's better to have more headroom for the future upgrade. But they do actually do an 850 watt of this as well, but they also have loads of different ranges from 1,000 to 1,200 to much bigger. But if you want to look at this, or want to look at this for maybe your new computer, I'll leave links down below for you guys to check them out. And I'd like to say a big thank you to Thermaltake. Now, when it comes to like things and review stuff that products I've got coming, I've got another product coming from Thermaltake, that'll be an AIO. I've got the retro case from Silverstone coming. Oh yes. I've got the motherboard from Sapphire, that is coming, so make sure you subscribe for that. But I've got absolute tons of stuff here. I've got AIOs, other cases, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is Rich for WELSHYTECH. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend and week ahead of you. Goodbye.